Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the High Ticket Coaching and Consultant Strategy and Growth Show. Now, if you're listening to this interview anywhere else but within our private Facebook community called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, definitely come check us out. We definitely love to have you. And that group was put together specifically for coaches, consultants, and service providers who are serious about getting up to that 6 and that 7-figure level. So that's you. Definitely come check us out. Now, today, I want to introduce you to one of the members of our community, Kim Kenny. Welcome, Kim.
Thank you so much. Glad to be
Awesome.
here.
Awesome. Love it. So Kim, tell myself and the rest of the community, what is it that you do?
I'm a transformational weight loss coach. So I help women who are tired of the diet roller coaster ditch that diet mentality so that they can lose weight. And I teach them to do that by learning how to eat. And EAT is an acronym for Energize, Abide, Transform.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Love it. So what got you started on this path?
Oh, my weight and the struggles I was having with my weight.
Mm-hmm.
At my highest, I was 330 pounds, and I ended up in the hospital with an interstitial lung disease. I was in the ICU for 8 days, and on BiPAP, I had fluid on my lungs. I was having trouble breathing. And when I got out of the hospital, I thought, I don't want my family to have to look after me like that. And I knew I was on a downward spiral. I had diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, irritable bowel, fibromyalgia, depression, anxiety. Like, I had it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on $200 of medication every month. So that started my journey looking for the perfect diet. And then I came across health coaching, and I didn't even know that existed. And when I came across that, that was, for me, what I realized what was missing in all the years that I've dieted. It wasn't so much about the diet as it was about my thinking around it. And so that's where the health coaching came in.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Powerful story here. Okay, good. And in essence, so based on where you are right now in your business and stuff, what's that vision that you're building towards?
My vision, I want to help as many women as possible. So in my own journey, I'm already down 86 pounds. I still have more to go. And I love being able to help women while I'm in the journey, because I understand where they're coming from. I understand the feelings that they're having, the emotions they're having, the days that they feel like giving up, the days they sabotage. And I just want, my goal is to help women feel good about themselves and feel good about themselves even in the journey, and to learn to love themselves and then be able to lose the weight.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So how did you find out that you could actually help others as well too, in terms of a coaching as well? How did that come about for you? Did you sort of say that you want to be a coach, or did you just, how did that come about?
That was so hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. I did the health coaching certification program. And I had in my mind that I needed to be at my goal weight before I was able to coach anybody else. And I had a number of mentors telling me, no, like, you are in a good spot right now. So I fought that for quite a while. And I would show up timidly, and I would show up like shoulders up, because I didn't want anybody to know that I still had weight to lose. But then I just decided one day, I'm just gonna, like, I never told anybody how much I weighed. And one day I just decided I'm going to announce what I weigh. And that was so freeing for me, because I realized the number didn't really matter. People didn't say, oh, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because you weigh this much. They still liked me for me. And that was a huge shift for me. And then I started to notice that I had a rapport with other women, because I was going through the same things they were going. I was just a few steps ahead of them, and it made such a difference in my self-esteem. And it's just to hear the stories that they tell me, how well I've helped them, just that encourages me even more to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, powerful stuff, right? And I guess sharing what your story, that's one of the most powerful forms of influence that we have, right? So when you could be bold, courageous, and just put yourself out there, it changes the game in every sense of world, right?
It does.
Yeah.
And I'm no longer on any medication. I was able in the last year to wean off of all the medication, because by changing the way I eat and losing the weight, then my symptoms all started to disappear. So I'm even able to help people. Like, I don't tell them to stop their medication. That's definitely something you do with your doctor, but able to give them some hope, because they see how bad I was and how far I've come.
Hmm.
So, and they have some hope that they can get there too.
Hmm. So who's an ideal client for you?
Um, Women for sure. Um, just because I can understand where they're coming from, and we just seem to have a better rapport. I am a Christian woman, so my program is not necessarily a Christian program, but it has Christian values in the program. And then just women who, usually the ones that come to me, have more than 50 pounds to lose. So extreme weight loss. And for years, they've ridden the diet roller coaster. They've tried every program out there and nothing works. So they try it for a while and then they quit. So those are the women that typically come to me kind of as a last resort.
Hmm. Okay, good, good. And what does working with you look like? Is it a virtual or in person? How does that look?
It's virtual, which is great. Um, Women who have a lot of weight to lose don't often want to go out into public into another weight loss program, or even go to the gym, because we feel uncomfortable when we're so big, um, and we feel judged. So being able to do it virtually is great if they want to do it through video, or they want to just do it over the phone, whatever works for them.
Hmm.
I'm accommodating.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. Now, what would you say as in terms of just on the business side of things? Because I know there's so many individuals within our community, they want to get started with a business, they want to build and help in some way, but for them, they're still skeptical as far as, well, can I really do this? Like, what advice do you have for someone in that situation?
Just do it. Honestly, like, stop getting all in your head and making excuses. And I still catch myself doing it. Just stop making excuses. Whatever it is that you would coach your client to do in order to get through an obstacle, do the same thing for yourself. Journal it. And then, I resisted this for a long time, but hiring someone to coach you is a really good thing. It's difficult for us to coach ourselves. And
Hmm.
for the longest time, I said, I don't need a coach. I don't need a coach. And sometimes we need accountability too, just someone to say, do it. Stop crying, stop whining, just do it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just so fascinating as well. It's right, because coaching is one of the places where most individuals who become coaches, they've figured something out that's really helped them, and they've kind of went through the whole struggle and made every single mistake under the sun, right? We've made all of it and then wanting to come back. And it always fascinates me when someone like that comes and says, hey, I now want to help others. And then there's someone who looks and says, well, I see that you could maybe help me, but I'm going to try to figure this out on my own. It's like, why would you go and want to make all these mistakes yourself, right?
Yeah, it's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I even did that with weight loss. I made the mistakes for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately, I only made the mistakes in coaching for a year before I realized it was time to get some help.
Yeah. So
So yeah.
how did you approach coaching? Did you try to do it on your own first? How did you approach it, or did you just go straight into get mentorship?
No, I tried on my own. And I was doing okay, but I didn't have the confidence to charge more for my program. So I was doing challenges, doing free challenges, doing very cheap challenges, and putting hours and hours of effort into it. And then I was following all the gurus on Facebook, and not everybody has the same idea. So then you get conflicting information from everybody. And then one day I just realized I can't keep doing this. I can't keep trying to get all of the information because it's all free. And it always felt like there was something that was missing, that little thing that nobody was telling me. And really, the little thing was focus on one coach, do what they say, and stop making excuses.
Hmm. Yeah, that is so powerful, so powerful. And again, with today's day and age, where everyone has a voice now, right? With the content, all these different things, knowing who to pick as a coach. So how did you come to decide on who you were going to work with to help you get your stuff to the next level?
Um, Reaching out, collaborating.
Hmm.
So I reached out in a few female entrepreneur groups, and became very good friends with two coaches. And so we've actually created our own mastermind group. So we support each other, we encourage one another, and we all have different talents. So therefore we complement each other's talents and are able to push each other in the areas where we're not good at. And then I also was part of a challenge last year, and it was a coach she had just started a new program. She was building up her program, building up her group, and she had a contest. Whoever invited the most people to her group that joined, then she was giving away coaching.
Hmm.
And we were not in a financial spot at all for me to hire a coach, which was why I was grasping at straws and trying to find all the gurus. And so I invited, I think it was like 80 coaches, and 45 of them joined her group. And so I won. And it was the best thing I ever did. But I, I did the work, and she knew that I was willing to do the work.
Hmm. Powerful stuff. Love it, love it. I love how you
Yeah.
like make stuff happen, because I believe as an entrepreneur, it's one of those things where, again, as you said, no excuses. Whatever it takes to make things happen, just show up, do the work, and make it happen. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the best thing I did
Hmm.
was, just to put that effort into it. And she said to me, "You know so many coaches."
Uh-huh.
She has a referral program, and she said, "You can make a full-time income just referring people to me."
Hmm. Love it, love it. Okay, good. So, what about what'd you say as far as are you pretty big into reading books, audio, whether it's audiobooks, physical hard copy books and stuff like that? How do you get your information?
um, Mostly, if I don't read a lot of books because it takes up a lot of time, and I I have three grandkids, so I like to spend 2 days a week with my grandkids. So I'm trying to make this as part-time as possible and spend time with family. Now, there was a book that I just read. Oh, shoot. I forget what it was called. Anyway, I did that one on audio. It was about, I can't remember the name of it, but it was so good. The guy made, made a contest with himself to get 100 people to say no to him. And I was reading that book because at that time I was really having a fear of reaching out to people for fear that they would say no. And
Mm-hmm.
so he just tells about his journey along the way of he would go ask people to do crazy things just to get them to say no because he wanted 100 no's. And then people were saying yeah to these crazy things. And sometimes when they would say no, then he would learn from that and learn why they said no. And sometimes it had nothing to do with him, but all about their circumstances. So it was really helpful for me to start realizing it's not always me that they're saying no to. And I don't need to take that personally. And it's okay to hear no. And it doesn't mean that they don't like me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome. Love it, love it. Okay, good. Now, what would you say is one habit you've practiced that's allowed you to get to your level of success today?
Oh, good one. Um, Having the confidence in myself and turning the negative thought patterns into positive thought patterns. Like I said before, I was feeling like an imposter and feeling like I couldn't show up for people because I wasn't at my goal weight. And So just changing that thought process and making it positive and telling myself that I am a good coach and I can coach people right where I am at now, and that the right people will come to me. So that's been the biggest thing for me, I think.
Yeah. So how did it happen for you in terms of confidence wise? Was it just one thing that just said you just woke up one day and you were just fully confident, or did it happen gradually? How did that process look?
Um, it was probably gradual, because I don't remember an aha moment, but it's really hard when you're coaching people to have confidence and to change negative thought patterns into positive thoughts. It's really hard to teach that and not do it yourself. So I think it was more of a process, that the more I talked to women and recognized myself in them and gave them advice, that I was able to give myself my own advice, and then to follow through. And I have an amazing husband who's always encouraging me and building me up, and doesn't let me stay in the negative for very long.
Hmm. Cool stuff, cool stuff. And it's so good to have a support system. I know most individuals, when you try to do this on your own, and that's because for me, one thing I realized with success, a lot of it has to do with like just who you're surrounded by, right? Because there's some individuals who they're going to pull you up, and some, doesn't matter what you try to do, they will try to keep you down, right?
For sure. And
Hmm.
and that's why it's also important to reach out to other people in the entrepreneur community, which is why I have the friends of mine in the mastermind that we have together, because then we have those friendships and we have that support. And when you're having a down day, I can call one of them and they can set me straight and build me up and encourage me, and then I'm ready to go again. And I
Hmm.
think that's really important. Don't try and go it alone.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. So what's I guess what are you seeing in terms of when it comes to, well, like the, how do you say this, the, with your clients, right? So what are you seeing as the biggest hurdle for them that's keeping them from getting the results that they want?
They think it's all about the diet plan and the exercise. And so one of the first things they say to me is, do you have a diet plan? Do you have a sample menu plan? Do you have an exercise plan? And the truth is, they all know what to do. We've been doing it for years and years. We know what foods to eat and what foods not to eat. The biggest barrier for them is the mindset, and giving themselves permission to lose weight, to put themselves first. So many women serve everybody else first, and then if there's time left over at the end of the day, then they look after themselves. So teaching them to make themselves a priority and changing those negative thought patterns into positive ones. I'm just finishing up a 25-day challenge, and it was all about mindset, and hearing some of the ladies, how far they've come in the last 25 days on their mindset and showing up for themselves is so exciting, because they've all tried for years and years, same as I had, and nothing was working. And then I had a lady say to me, "You're so right. It is all about mindset and how we think about ourselves." So that's the biggest barrier.
Hmm.
They're down on themselves and don't take time.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What about so let's say someone wanted to find out more about what it is that you're up to and what you got going on. What's the best way for them to be able to connect and reach out?
Facebook is my home. It's where I am usually. I have other social media, but I'm more on Facebook. So they can follow me on Facebook. I have a business page as well, Kim Kenny. And I have a free group called Ditch the Diet and Eat. So they're welcome to join that as well.
Yeah. And who would you say is an ideal person for you and for what it is that you do?
A woman who has 50 plus pounds to lose, um, and has just been on that yo-yo diet roller coaster and is ready to just is now at a point where they're ready to say, enough is enough. I'm ready to do the work and get this weight off.
Hmm. Awesome. Love it, Kim. Well, hey, thank you so much for stopping by. And guys, all the links Kim mentioned here, whether to join our Facebook group or her website, they will be either right above or below the video. So you can just click and get connected right to her. So Kim, hey, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. Really appreciate it. Do you have any final thoughts before we end?
Just thank you so much for having me. And maybe one last thought is just don't give up on yourself. It's never too late to start. Don't give up on yourself.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Well, again, Kim, thank you. And we'll talk soon. Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome.